Ask me how excited I am for today's video. It is a 10 out of 10, you guys. I am so excited to talk about Black Friday. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kate. I own Vogue Society Boutique. We are an online boutique, women's clothing, accessories, all the things. And we also have a storefront in Sarasota, Florida in the UTC Mall. And I've been in business for 5 years. So this is my 6th Black Friday. I don't even know how that's possible, but I had some requests to do a video about planning Black Friday, all about Black Friday. So here it goes. Let's get started. So obviously Black Friday is gonna be one of your biggest sales day of the year. It's gonna be really different for everyone depending on if you're online, if you have a store, if it's your first Black Friday, if it's your 5th Black Friday, whatever it is. But either way, I feel like just talking about it helps. So let's just talk about all the things Black Friday today. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do if this is not your first Black Friday is look at your last Black Friday, your sales, look at when you had the most sales, look at when what you sold the most, and like especially because we're talking about the whole weekend of Black Friday. I'm not just talking Black Friday, I'm gonna be talking about the day before Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, the Sunday in between, and then Cyber Monday, because I kind of think of that whole weekend as Black Friday. So the first thing I went ahead and did was I looked at my sales for Black Friday last year, and I looked at what times were the busiest in store. So I'm gonna show you here like kind of what times were the busiest in store. We were open from 9 to 9, and our busiest hours were from 10 to 5 o'clock. So I'm obviously not gonna share like my exact sales. I just don't really like to share like sales that we have. And I know it's so hard to share sales because you can look at my sales and think, oh my God, like I wish I can be there. I can't wait to get there at one point. But you could also look at my sales and be like, okay, like that's like nothing compared to what I do. So I don't really like to share sales and compare, because at the end of the day, if you have $1 million in expenses, then and your sales are a lot, then you could be still making no money. And same thing, if your sales are lower but you have no expenses, you could be making a lot of money. So I don't really like to share sales details, but I will tell you that I did look at last year's Black Friday sales, and I do think I could beat my last year's Black Friday. If you don't have a prior Black Friday sales, like if this is your first Black Friday, I would take like the highest day that you've done so far and double it and make that your Black Friday sales goal. I know you can do it. Like, people love Black Friday. People love a good deal, but you have to be prepared. And I feel like if you take these steps to be prepared, you could totally do it. So let me tell you what I did to plan my Black Friday sales out, and I'll kind of share with you what my plan is, my strategy is for the entire weekend. First thing that I did was looked at my sales for every single day last year, Wednesday through Monday. And I broke it down between online sales and in-store sales. And I'm gonna try to kind of figure out a way, kind of a nitty-gritty way in order to up each of those days just a little bit from last year, because I know like my store is in a better place. I have more staff to make that happen. I have more time to prepare, because last year when we were opening our brick and mortar store, we did great, but we were only open for 1 week. So yes, the hype of us still being brand new and open was there, but also we had not nearly as much inventory as we have now. We had not nearly as good as like merchandising and sales techniques and stuff like that. So I know we could blow last Black Friday out of the water if we are prepared. And then I'll just kind of share my Black Friday like plan with you guys. Is I did an online sale starting Wednesday at 8 p.m. In prior years, I always started my sale Thursday at 8 p.m. So like that Thursday night, like on Thanksgiving at 8 o'clock, because I figured like people will finally be sitting down with their families and, or like away from their families, or maybe just like everyone's sitting around the couch. Like I know like on my Thanksgivings growing up, like we would do dinner at what, like 4 o'clock, like earlier, and then by 8 o'clock everyone's kind of just like sitting around. Like I know we'll always like look at the newspaper for like the Black Friday deals. Nowadays you're looking at your phones, but that's why I always started my Black Friday sale on Thursday. I'm not 110% sure about this timeline yet, but this is what I've got so far, and I'm pretty sure I'm sticking to it because this is what I did last year. I started my sale Wednesday at 8 p.m. instead. I did this for a few reasons, one of them being because all the retailers are starting so early this year, and it's almost like, oh, like you're missing out on that like sales if you don't start it and they're already shopping at other places. And I hate that. I really do. I hate it. I want Black Friday to be Black Friday and not freaking the whole month, but that's just the reality of the situation, and being a business owner, you kind of have to keep up with what everyone else is doing in a way, even though I try to stick to my own kind of schedule. But I did want to start it just like a day early, so I did start it Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and then I ran that online sale, so it was an online only sale. We were closed Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and I started the online sale as soon as we closed our store Wednesday at 8, and then I ran it until 8 a.m. Friday morning when we reopened our store at 9 a.m. that Friday. So during that time period, this is a sale that I did last year, and I'm probably gonna do the same or a little bit similar. So that is my plan for that Friday. The reason why I also started a little bit early is because my online sale is a little bit different from my in-store sale. I wanted to keep them a little bit separate, and I'll kind of tell you why. People in store are definitely gonna spend more money, especially me being in a mall. Like, they're gonna just spend more if they're in store and kind of just like leisurely shopping around on Black Friday than they would like kind of like convincing them to buy online. I don't know if that makes sense, but I also just like can't afford to do 40% off in store. I just like can't afford that with my rent, my staff, like everything. I can afford to do it for one day online, but in store it is a little bit much for us as a small business. So I only run that kind of because we are closed on that Thursday. And so basically for the majority of Thursday and then a little bit before, a little bit after on Thursday, I do a little bit of a bigger sale online. For Friday, I switch it to this sale. So it's not as deep of discounts, but this worked really well for my in-store last year. You guys, so good, it worked for me. So I'm sticking, I believe, with the exact same sale as I ran last Black Friday, this Black Friday. Of the store-wide, like spend more, save more store-wide sale, I also had doorbusters. I'll put some clips in of what the doorbusters were last year. I know I did slippers, blankets, socks, and then I also had a rack of doorbusters that were, I think, from like $16.50 to $24.50. And this is one of the things that I could like kind of learn from last year. Last year I bought like pretty like cheap items, like things that I got at a really low price, and then I sold them at a really low price to my customers. And while I was still making a good margin on those items, and they were pretty cute, I just feel like they didn't have that wow factor, and my customers weren't like really excited about the doorbusters. Where I'm changing my strategy this year, especially with the clothing, like the blankets, the slippers, like all that was like super fun for the customers. They did love that. But as far as the clothing goes, I feel like my doorbusters weren't anything to like, you know, write home about. So I am changing my strategy up a little bit with the doorbusters in the clothing, and I'm actually gonna spend a little bit more on my clothing this year, wholesale wise, for the doorbusters, but I'm going to sell it for like a little bit more as well too, if that makes sense. But I'm like, let's say I make $15 on an item, but I'm buying it for $5, selling it for $20, making $15. Instead, I might buy it for $20 and sell it for $35 and make $15 there, because it's more exciting for the customer to buy that like really nice item. And yes, my margin will not be good at all, but you have to kind of think of loss leaders as well with the holiday sales like this. So I think that's kind of the direction that we'll be going in this year, and that is how I learned from last year, and that's how I'm switching things up a little bit from last year. But I am sticking to kind of the same schedule and the same buy more, save more deal that we did last year. After Friday, and I'm still speaking of last year just because this is kind of my plan for this year too, after Friday, we completely got rid of any store-wide sale whatsoever. There was no store-wide sale at all, online, in-store, whatever. And just to clarify too, this sale that we did in-store Black Friday was the same sale we had online Black Friday. The original like bigger discounts were only for Thursday. So on Saturday, we did not do a store-wide sale. This was Small Business Saturday. The store-wide sale was over. It was a one day only on Black Friday, which also gets your customers really hyped and kind of like a sense of urgency to shop on Friday, on Black Friday. You want them to get there on Black Friday before they spend all their money with the big retailers. And yes, it's a little bit different for me because I'm in a mall and a lot of big retailers are there. So my Black Friday actually was better than Small Business Saturday. But that's because like a lot of people shopping in the mall don't know we are a small business. So they weren't like, you know, necessarily hopping to our business on Saturday. I think people just kind of stop in our store whenever they're in the mall. So this is different for every single business. But on Saturday, we didn't do a store-wide sale. We're not going to do one this year. We are just going to be running doorbuster sales. This is the exact same thing that we did last year. I think I might save some new doorbusters for Saturday that we didn't put out on Friday, just in case like we sell out or anything like that, or just to hype up customers to kind of come back to our store the next day. On Sunday and Monday, I kind of continued the same deals in store. Like it was just kind of doorbusters. There wasn't a store-wide sale or anything like that. And on Monday, I did 20% off online. But what I am gonna be doing differently this year is I think I'm just gonna be doing a like huge like live sale Monday. I usually always go live on Mondays because, like, sorry, not on Mondays. I usually always go live on Cyber Monday because I kind of think live, cyber, online, all of that, it kind of gets the customers hyped up for something different after shopping the store-wide sales online all weekend. But last year, since it was the first year that our big online brick and mortar store was open in the mall, I did not have the time, the energy, and the resources to do a live sale on Monday because we were significantly understaffed last year, and I really hope that doesn't happen this year. I've already told all my employees that it is a mandatory weekend to work, which last year I didn't really do, and it kind of was really bad because we only had me and one other girl working all day on a 12-hour Black Friday shift, so that is not happening this year. And I think with the extra staff and everything, we're gonna do so much better as well. But I didn't have enough like time on Monday or energy, like I said, to do a live sale last year. But this year, I think instead of doing just a 20% off like online sale, I'm gonna kind of take the things that are like singles and just things that didn't sell as well maybe as I thought over the weekend as they would on Monday, and do like a big like clearance live sale for that. And I think that's kind of how I'm gonna switch things up this year for Cyber Monday. Other thing I will be doing this Black Friday is definitely a giveaway. I don't remember if we did a giveaway last year. I probably should have written that down. But I have done a lot of giveaways on Black Friday before too, and it definitely just helps bring awareness to your Black Friday deal. So I actually think I'm gonna be doing one the week before Black Friday to hype up Black Friday, and then I'll do one on Black Friday as well. This just kind of gets your name like kind of stirring in people's minds before the big weekend happens, in order to kind of like draw new customers or take existing customers that haven't like purchased in a while and kind of get you in their mind of like, oh yeah, I can't wait for that sale. So I'm probably gonna drop some teasers about the sale the week before, and then I will be doing like a giveaway just to kind of get in the minds of our customers. And then the other thing, like I said, last year on Black Friday, we were significantly understaffed. And so this year I made it mandatory for all my staff to work Black Friday and potentially like the rest of the weekend as well. I don't have this schedule set in stone yet, but I will be publishing those dates for the schedule soon. And it is the end of October now, just so that they are aware that they have to work those days. And one of the things that I am kind of strategically thinking about too is last year, our store was busiest from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We opened at 9, so that first hour people were probably just shopping, and then the orders probably didn't still like start coming in until like 10 o'clock. And then they went pretty strong and steady until 5 p.m. But after 5 p.m., from 5 to 9, we were still open, but you could see that the sales definitely dwindled a lot. So what I'm gonna be doing this year is I am going to be putting, and I'm probably gonna be at the store all day. My mom's probably gonna be at the store all day. Our manager is working. She's gonna be starting off the day with us and then working until like 5. But what I did was I scheduled some of my staff members to come in for shorter shifts towards the end of the day. So I took some girls I know are really good at selling, some of my staff, and put them on for a little bit later in the day. So instead of them working from like, you know, 1 to 9 and being like exhausted once like 7 o'clock comes around, I'm gonna be having them come in from like 4 to 9 instead for a short 5-hour shift. And then that way their energy is really high when the rest of us who have been there all day are kind of tired. They can kind of step in and hopefully those sales will increase. towards the end of the day where we didn't kind of have that last year. So I'm also really trying to think ahead with types of graphics, signs, and things like that I need to make for our store. So whether you're online only or you do have a store, I'm gonna be starting to order my like graphics. Like I'm like designing my graphics right now, and literally by the beginning of November, I am planning on having all of my signage made for Black Friday and Black Friday weekend. Because last year I was literally printing them the morning of, and I just think the more like prepared you are for the day, the better it's gonna go. Like if you're super prepared and then that day you could just be like, hey, like let's engage with customers, like let's like post online, like post fun content, like stuff like that, you're gonna be way better off. So I want everything to the T to be planned, to be ready for Black Friday weekend, and then that way, like that week is just not stressful. Like, first of all, it is a holiday weekend, so or not a holiday weekend, a holiday week. So you're gonna wanna be spending time with your friends and family anyways, like coming up that week. I know I'm doing like a Friendsgiving and stuff like that, so I don't wanna be stressed out about that. So I am going to have everything planned out so well, so that way it is just ready to freaking go. My staff knows what's going on, and I want Black Friday to be like a really fun day for me and my staff. Like I want to like them to be so motivated to make the sales goal, and just like maybe bring them in like crumble cookie or something like that. If they're watching this, they're gonna be like, if you don't bring me crumble cookie now, I'm gonna be expecting crumble cookie. But no, I think that's like a really good idea, so I probably will be doing that. But yeah, just like have a really fun day with all the staff, all the customers, and really hype up that sale. So in videos after this, if I do end up making any changes to my Black Friday sale, or if I come up with any other like super good ideas for you guys, I will definitely post them on here. But I think the biggest thing is to just plan your Black Friday, plan out every single day, look at your prior sales to what you did last year, or you know, whatever it is. If you don't have last year's sales, I would just like, you know, look in to see what you could do potentially on Black Friday. Set your goals high. If you don't make them, it doesn't matter, it's okay. But if you set your goals high, then you might get even closer to your goal than you think. And I would just, right now, if you do not have your doorbusters order your doorbusters right now. Like right now, stop this video, go on Fashion Go, call your vendors, go on their websites, whatever it is, order your doorbusters now. And if you're a little tight on cash, go on Fair, because they have a 60-day term and you could pay it off in 60 days after the holidays are over and you've got the cash. I know that I have most of my doorbusters are ordered. Like I have them ordered for months. I even have some in the back, like sitting there, like waiting to go for Black Friday. But I'm kind of like thinking of some ideas now that I'm like, shoot, I need to get that ordered, because you need to order it now. You need to get ready for Black Friday, and then you'll be all set to go. Also wanted to give one bonus tip here at the end. I've done this before in the past, and I think I might do it again this year. Not sure, but I had a very successful Black Friday one year when I did this certain little strategy. So for weeks, literally weeks leading up to Black Friday, I hyped up Black Friday like it was crazy. And I just said, the text subscribers, so anyone who is subscribed to our text message, because that's like a really good way for people to get notified about your text or about your sales. Anyone who's on the text subscribed list will get the text message 1 hour before the sale goes live, and we'll get the link to the doorbusters an hour before the sale goes live. So I think I sent out like, I think the sale started, this was like 2 years ago, I think, so this wasn't last year, but I think on Halloween, Christmas. I think on Thanksgiving at 8 o'clock, I was launching the sale, but I sent out the text to the subscribers at 7 p.m. So weeks in advance, I was like, all the text subscribers will be able to shop before anyone else. We're gonna be sending that text out at 7 o'clock. You're gonna be able to shop, like things will sell out. People were literally going crazy, like subscribing to our text. Like people loved it. And then even if they were already subscribed to our text, they had that kind of in their mind, because they're obviously seeing that on social media and stuff. And then when they get the text, it's not just like another, it's like, here's the text that I'm looking for. I had so many sales within the first hour, you guys. so many freaking sales, and they just continue to come all night. So that's a great sales strategy, and I kind of might use that one again this year because it's been a while. So anyways, I will end the video here. Please let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything that you want me to make a video more in depth of. But thank you guys so much for being here. I see all of your sweet comments, and I love this little community that we've created here on YouTube. And good luck to everybody. Start planning your Black Friday right now.